1921, a mob of white Americans ravaged a prospering black neighborhood in Oklahoma, decimating hundreds of businesses and thousands of homes, what would become known as the Tulsa Race Massacre.
And at the time, there were only 36 deaths reported, but many historians believe there were hundreds of people killed during the massacre. And as a native of Tulsa, sharing the resiliency of my community has always been important to me. So I took a trip back home and sat down with descendants and one of the last survivors of the massacre to see how the city's next generation is rebuilding.
This is Black Wall Street, part of the Greenwood District here in my hometown of Tulsa. And although many know it from its dark history, residents and descendants want it to be known for what it truly is, a place of resilience, hope, and black excellence. At the University of Tulsa, I sat down with professor and archaeologist Dr. Alicia Odewale, who's leading a research project to dig up more of Greenwood's past. So as an archaeologist, what exactly is it that you do?
My day-to-day life is more about working with my community. We do a lot of mapping and archival research before we ever go out and dig anything.
What have you uncovered so far?
We found bullets and barbed wire next to doll parts, next to wind-up toys, next to marbles. For a lot of people, they think of the Tulsa Race Massacre as something that is just a war among men. They tried to wipe out families and children. There are stories in here about machine guns being perched on Standpipe Hill, shooting into the crowd, that we can actually follow up on archaeologically and see if there are any archaeological evidence that connect to these stories.
And barbed wire, where someone could have been tied up, or?
These are narratives that are coming out, bearing witness to people being actually wrapped with barbed wire and then dragged through the streets. That's part of the story.
As part of the massacre?
Yeah. The artifacts are bearing witness to things that we don't have in our history books. And, you know, Greenwood never left.
Greenwood never left.
Yeah.
At the Greenwood Cultural Center, I met up with my former schoolmate, Dr. Tiffany Crutcher, who was thrust into social activism following the 2016 police killing of her brother, Terrence Crutcher. What is your mission right now?
In the center of our work is honoring the legacy of our ancestors and make sure that future generations never forget this story and that they learn about the story. We believe that we can rebuild Black Wall Street.
What keeps you going?
Racial healing is simply acknowledging truth. And I believe that Tulsa is the microcosm of what's happening across this entire nation. These survivors are holding on. I traveled with them to Congress, and they sat there saying, we believe we deserve justice. We still believe in America, even though they've been through the worst times.
And for my last stop, knock, 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 a visit to Mother Randall. Look at this superstar right here. How are you, Mother Randall?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good to see you. I wanted to bring you some flowers.
Thank you so much.
With the recent passing of Hughes Van Ellis, she's one of the last 2 Tulsa Race Massacre survivors left.
You have to feel amazing that this is your legacy right here. What are some of the stories that she's told you over the years?
Some of the things that Grandma has seen and experienced, she doesn't want to talk about because it's like she relives it all over again.
After years of seeking reparations for that trauma, an Oklahoma judge dismissed the survivors' lawsuit in July, but an appeal has since been made.
Knowing that, you know, the lawsuit was dismissed, that hurt all of us. But I told her we're not going anywhere. We want to leave a legacy for her to build up North Tulsa, build it up back the way it used to be.
And is this you right here too?
I don't know who that girl is.
That's you.
I was the girl in those days.
So your birthday is coming up. 109 years old. Got a birthday wish?
I would like to see all of my people here trying to make this situation better, to bring some of those things to life so people will know that it really is true. There's room for a lot more improvement.
She needs to see justice in this lifetime. So does Mother Fletcher. That's what they need to see in this lifetime while they're still alive.
And time is running out there, but it was an emotional trip back home for me because growing up, we didn't talk about the Tulsa Race Massacre. I didn't know anything about it until I went out to Jackson State, and I had a professor who said, "You're from Black Wall Street," and that was the same story for my schoolmate, Dr. Tiffany Crutcher. She didn't know until she went off to school in Alabama. So it's kind of nice to go home, but to keep this story alive and show the resiliency of that community is what's important.
And to see what you and your schoolmate are doing to make sure people know about it.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.